Hi, my name is Tim Rooney. I am a filmmaker from Long Island, New York, and today I'm here to talk about my latest short film, The Laundry Room. So let's get into it. Now, I'm sure all of us have had creepy experiences doing their laundry or doing some kind of task in their house or home late at night and feeling like they're being watched, that they're kind of not alone, and you feel like, you know what, I'm just getting this really creepy feeling about something that's going on right now. I'm doing something really innocuous, but I don't feel like I'm 100% safe. And want to know if there's something in the darkness, in the shadows. I know that sounds kind of pretentious and everything, but I'm going to get this done real quick because I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable right here. So that's kind of the genesis I had when making the short film The Laundry Room. Because of where I'm living at right now, the laundry room is underneath my bedroom and everything, and I have to go down this kind of walkway to get onto there, and it's just a little bit of a low ceiling, so I can't really stand up 100% of the way. And I'm wondering, like, I'm in a crouched position like this. I wonder if, like, I'm not at the ready. If something attacked me, I would not be ready. So while doing my laundry one night, I had that idea of, like, if something was down here with me, what would I be able to do? Would I be able to defend myself? So that's the kind of idea I had when making this short film. And since this is a one-man operation, at least for this short film, I did have my girlfriend help me with the finding the right fabric for the mask, which I'll get into a little bit later. But this is something like, all right, I'm going to take the responsibility of being my own person, my own producer, my own actor, and everything, which is good and bad because you can make your own schedule. So like when you're ready, you can shoot it. Problem with that is like if I need to lean on somebody and I need help with something, no one's there. I can only do it myself. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take the responsibility of doing this. I'm going to take the responsibility of doing this short this way. And like the first set of logistics is like when I decided to make the short film, I decided, okay, I want to shoot it on my Blackmagic Pocket 4K, and I want to use my anamorphic lenses because I love those anamorphic lenses from Shure. I got the 24, the 35, and the 50. Still not sure if I need the 75 or not. I wonder if I should. And now I hear about there's that new autofocus lens, the 20mm that's on the way. I've seen people do tests of it, but none of it with the Micro Four Thirds mount, which is the native mount for the Blackmagic Pocket 4K. I have to wait and see, but I am curious about it because I'm like, oh, it's a little bit wider and than my 24, which is my go-to lens anyway because I like wide-angle lenses to begin with. Even with the crop sensor, the 20mm will be wider, and the fact that it's 1.8 aperture, I'm like, okay, I'm keeping an eye on that. But for the purposes of this, I'm like, all right, using the 24 and setting the camera up on the tripod like I have it right now, but shooting this on my Canon C100, my old reliable. Okay, meaning that I'd have to set up the shot, hit record, get in a position, and then go through the motions for that shot. Which is a little difficult, but thankfully there is a app that you're able to do it remotely, which is kind of good. Like if you're within a couple feet, it's fine. After discovering about that later on in I think the second night of shooting, I was like, okay, that makes it a little bit easier, but still, cramped space and everything. And I was like, all right, this is gonna be a little tight, but hopefully the claustrophobia that I felt making it came across on camera. I hope anyway. And the first shot, like had this idea of like just being silhouetted for the most of the shot anyway, and I'm like, okay. So I had this idea for the opening shot where I'd be silhouetted most of the time, just so whatever light that would happen on screen, like your eyes would be immediately drawn to it. So that's why I'm like, all right, I'll put the light behind me, and I'll get the flashlight. And the shot that I had in mind reference-wise was from the Cinemassacre series Board James. Like, I know James Rolfe was known for the Angry Video Game Nerd, but I love that. But my personal favorite is his Board James series, especially like later on when they become serialized and there's a storyline going through all of them, and the further it goes along, the darker it gets. But I remember the very first episode back, I forget the name of the episode, I'll put the title right here. He's up in his attic and he turns on like the overhead lamp and he's silhouetted behind it, and I always loved that shot. So I tried to do something similar to that. It didn't 100% come across the way I wanted to, because how he did his is like bouncing up into the ceiling behind him, so you always see the light, even though like him being in the way. For this one, the light's too low. I got my same light that I'm using to light this video, my 60-watt Neewer light, but for that I had the Fresnel lens, so it has like a little bit of a spotlight attachment beaming right against me. So if I was going to do it again, I would do it like I'd be bouncing up the ceiling behind me, so you'd always see the light. But live and learn. Afterwards, I am working my way. I pretty much shot this thing in sequence. I'm just like, all right, just like shot the stuff on the stairs, move down the stairs, and into the laundry room proper, but also shooting everything in this direction first and then turning around, not just constantly going back and forth. But all right, planned all my shots in this direction, get them first, then turn around, get all the shots in that direction, because that's the proper way of doing things. And I remember, all right, I might have the one overhead lamp, light bulb that's above the washer and dryer, and then the same 60-watt light that I'm having bouncing off a cardboard box, so I'm still on the shadow side when I am filming at least this shot right here. And it's a little bit different when, after I have walked towards the camera to investigate the sound of the door closing, and when I do the reverse, when I'm looking back at the light bulb, I'm bouncing it like right into the cardboard box, so the color is a little bit different from when the first shot of the wide shot of me at the washing machine. I tried matching it as much as possible, but there was a little bit of a difference, just like, because I think the wide shot was bouncing off the cardboard box and a little bit of the wall that's right there, and the reverse is just the cardboard box, so the light that's coming off that is giving a little bit of a different color, which I was like, should have been paying more attention to that. Thankfully, next time I'll be more diligent that way. Everything was going fine, and then shooting, and then the like final bit of business where you have the close-up on me in darkness with the flashlight right next to me. How I'm lighting that is literally just flashlight, but I have a 5-in-1 reflector from Neewer that I have the silver part up, that I'm bouncing the light in, so that's what's giving me my key light. So the flashlight is my key light, and I'm just using that to move around and illuminate my face. And when I do the reverse for my POV, I literally just have the flashlight on top of my camera and using that as like a little spotlight if there's like a security guard at a jail or something like that. And everything was going fine until I shot the footage with a different mask. A different mask that you see in the finished film, this mask. And I had used it in other shorts prior to this, and I thought, I think it would still work for this short in particular. However, hair was long and the light and so my hair was like being like, even though I had my hood up and the mask on, you could still see my hair coming through. It wasn't giving me the right effect. I wasn't feeling the right thing. And then being so silvery and light reflecting off it, it didn't give me the right feeling, and I felt kind of dejected. I'm like, it's a simple short film of just like building up a horror movie, building up to one big scare at the end. And like, I love horror movies, and especially ones with good jump scares that earn their scares, not their like fake ones, stuff like that. Something that James Wan talks about. Like, a lot of his movies have jump scares, but he always stresses that like his jump scares are earned. It's not just like a person coming up behind you like, hey, or you open the door and the cat comes out. He doesn't try and do like really cheap ones. I want to do something where I want to have a jump scare that's earned, but the problem is it's a skill set. I realize that like building up to getting the right amount of pieces in order and building the right amount of visuals and sound, which is more important than the visuals, knowing that I couldn't seemingly get this right, I was like, all right, maybe I had that little voice in my head. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this my purpose in life? Which I know sounds really heavy and really extreme for something that just making a 2-minute short film. You feel like, all right, it didn't work here, just keep going. But you have those negative voices, and you have to imagine how I felt after cutting all that together and doing all the frustrating parts of production, only to feel really dejected at the footage. Like, you have no idea of like the negative part of my subconscious just ate it up, and the things that it said to me in order to prevent me from wanting to make something. Because you have that part of you where, why do this? Why put yourself out there? And the things a subconscious will say to you it can be really hurtful.
What's the matter with you? Son, what the fuck is the matter with you?
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
Why don't you just quit? Cause I got no place else to go.
Especially since it's been harder to find time to do filmmaking outside of my other responsibilities, like I mentioned. So you start to wonder, like, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I was like, all right, maybe this is not in the cards for me. And talk to fellow filmmakers of like, maybe this just isn't for me. Thankfully, my friend Michael from Witching Season Films encouraged me, and he's always been so encouraging and so supportive, whatever process I'm in, whatever project I'm doing. So, Michael, thank you so much. With his encouragement and keeping the flame going, pretty much, I said, all right, let me go to Amazon. Let's see if I can find a different mask. Then I came across this guy. I got this guy for, I think, like $10 off of Amazon. And I modified it a little bit because I put some fabric in the eye holes because I was worried that you would still see the whites of my eyes. You still see me when I pop up into frame, do the big jump scare. While I had the mask and everything, I was still worried about my hair, and I realized, oh, dummy, just put a winter cap on, pull your hair back, then put the hood over, and then put the mask over it, so you really just can't really see anything. Did wonders for my hairline that I'm worried about right now. I was like, okay, I'll do that. One thing I wish I did, I wish I made up like fake movie sweat so it would have like a little bit of texture and like there's a little bit of moisture on the mask so it seemed like more life and more, not just a rubber mask, but that's a lesson for next time. Got the mask, let me redo the jump scare with it then. I decided to do a few variations on it. A few ones where I'm just like lurching up into frame, and then I did a few of me hopping up into frame from a crouched position. Now, remember when I said the ceiling is a little low and I can't stand up all the way? What do you think happened when I decided to hop up into frame for the jump scare? Yeah, that hurt a lot. Thankfully, I'm fine. It was just like, oof. And I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna wrap it after that, because I had done a bunch of takes prior to that. I think that was my, that was the gentle nod, like, maybe not do this. Maybe be a little more careful while doing this. I'm like, okay. So I wrapped it up after night, was cutting together the footage, felt more comfortable. Did a little bit of rough cut, talked to my friend Michael again, he gave me notes, tightened it up. After tightening up, watched it one more time, I said, okay, feel confident with it, got the right music, the right jump scare, boom. And decided on a date, put it out, and there it is. I learned a couple lessons while doing this. It's like, all right, filmmaking is hard, and especially the more that life gets more and more complicated for us, the harder it is. But if you really love it and you really want to do it, it's worth it. It's worth fighting for. It's worth wanting to do this. Even though it seemingly feels like, no, it's insurmountable. Why do this? Like, watching movies is easy. Making movies are hard. But the satisfaction you get when somebody likes your work, whether it be friends, family, or even total strangers, even more so with strangers, like, hey, that was really cool. You really did a good job. Like, that means the world to me. For anybody who watched the short film, said nice things, and now is watching this, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Hope everybody's enjoyed this little making of. If you want to see more making ofs like this, please comment below. If you say, hey, I want to see more of your process, please let me know. I will have a camera rolling while making stuff so I can document what I'm doing, and so you can see my process in a more thorough fashion. If you like that, please let me know. Follow me on social media. You know I'm not on there that much anymore. On Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, at This Is Tim Rooney. Subscribe to the channel, put on the bell so you never miss anything that I put up. Comment that you liked it, what I can do differently, etc., etc. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and keep them rolling.